In Ecclesiastes, it says that what has been will be again, what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. It's within this paradigm that politics works. Economic power is the essence of power. Religion may justify it, an army may attain it, but the goal is economic power. In our everyday lives, an example of this is on every street. The house is the manifest expression, not merely of its utility, but of its owner's economic worth. The house remains a statement of our ideals. We construct things beyond our actual requirements. But ego and greed, underpinned by economic worth, drives us on to McMansions. Managed within an enforceable set of rules, this greed actually makes us all richer. It's called the market economy, and what a blessing it is. But globally, if this greed is unencumbered by rules, there ultimately results in the domination of one enterprise over the marketplace, of one country over the region. Power is used to justify and enforce power, power that is a means to its own end, power for which there is no conscious plan, there does not need to be. But you listen to some eminent theorists, and I was listening to one this morning, and apparently they've created a theory to change all this, the phenomenon of unencumbered benevolence. But it's not merely confined to the roles of nations and how nations act. In commerce, large corporations do the same. It's unremarkable that you should drive towards monopolies. I'm an accountant, and that was precisely my task. One needs only turn on the television set to see that conquest remains a fundamental part of global foreign policy, either surreptitiously or overtly. So when the Nationals temper foreign ownership questions, ask proper questions about regional monopolies, stand up against excessive market power, we should not be cowed, bullied into silence. We must play our part. So an overarching philosophy is necessary, a philosophy compartmentalised in values, the liberty of the individual to advance through the social strata, to attain the highest level of freedom. The result may be wealth, but the purpose is freedom. This may be a vision that is trotted out by many, but we need to be a political party that enshrines your right to do it implicitly and get behind the policies that will achieve it. And within a year, we will be at an election in our democracy. Our role in this room is to prove to ourselves and to convince others that our members are the better candidates, the more sound in the philosophical foundation they stand on. We have to be careful that politics does not fall into a space devoid of values, because the only argument you're left with then is who's the better administrator. This may be a necessary qualification, but a poor realm of politics. It is rather uninspiring and ultimately unremarkable, and so we should not be surprised why people will oscillate wildly from one party to the other and care little who actually runs the country. If this is all, then what you really need is not politicians, but a good accountant to do the job, and I'm not proposing to do the job. But as I am an accountant, I should dwell on this point for a little while longer, because we have proved ourselves in administration. Record cattle prices, record sheep prices, a turnaround in the wool market, the biggest turnaround in the soft commodity prices in the history of our nation, 7 new live animal destinations, 3 new free trade agreements, record low interest rates, new water infrastructure being built, a $4 billion white paper that includes $500 million to build further dams of water infrastructure that shows a reason for re-election, shows a vision for the future. Behind the tactile and visionary should rest the endorsement and protection of the cornerstone of society, which is the family. The greatest law and order policy is the family. The greatest health policy is the family. The greatest aged care policy is the family. The greatest education policy is the family. Whatever your role, you are in this room because of your strength of character. A strength of character which is not subservient to, but guided by the unity of purpose. With strong personalities, we have our differences and our disputes, and today settles them. But our strength of character, our unity of purpose, our heart beating for country people takes us out of this room to proudly stand behind the legacy of McEwen, Anthony, Page, Drummond, Anderson, Truss, and to be the ballast in an effective coalition that wins the forthcoming election. All the best and God bless.